at this low offer. So I'm going to give you a couple of details as we move through. First, to let you know what we're shopping. Here is J441755. This is our two-tone motif necklace. What that means is your choice of the heart, your choice of the cross, or that Star of David. They're all coming on the chain, so it's a proper necklace, and that is a quintessential Venetian box chain. And they're two-tone, as you see, so you're getting 14-karat gold clad, which means that's the thick layer of gold wrapped around, and your sterling silver. The length is 16 inches, but please know there is a 4-inch extender, because I wanted to make sure I could give you something that you could wear all year long throughout all the seasons. So, okay, then what's crazy with the markdown, you guys? You're saving $94 tonight. The easy pay is $5 of $36. So just for fun, do me a favor, think of your graduations coming up. Think about any of the birthdays coming up, because each of these motifs, as I'm sure with you too, you look at them right now and there's one that's going to speak to your heart. So speaking of that, I am going to start off with the heart. Do know, with Christian James, every piece goes through that 8-step process. So I start with a sketch, we go to a wax carving, we go to a wax tree, a silver tree, through and throughout. What you're gonna love, and what people have shared that they love about this, is they love the size. So each of them, no matter what you're getting, is just about an inch to a little over an inch in the length of the actual, if you want it, the motif there. With the heart, you're gonna love how it's bombayed. So it's the same on both sides, but what you're gonna see is, see how you get all that beautiful sterling silver? Look at the ripple all the way through that 14-karat gold. It's the oversized bail. It's not gonna come off, and I'm gonna take you right to here just so you all can see too, and then I'll tell you the inspiration. With Christian James, again, we customize everything. So you're gonna have your custom ripple oversized lobster clasp. There you see that extender, our signature CJ. So everything is carved and created specifically for you. And then there is that beautiful Venetian box chain where we hand apply the oxidation under every single link. So with the Ripple collection, as I shared, we launched the brand, let's say it was in August. I've been in the world of designer and fine jewelry, I always say, since the earth cooled, and I have worked with some of the most amazing designers in the world. And 2 years ago, I turned 50 years old and said, you know what, it was time. I've spent my whole life, well, honestly, I'm the 4th of 5 kids, so I've always told everyone else's stories. You know how, growing up in a large family, you know, you're quiet, you listen, I'm making up for it now, and it's always about the other stories. Then all my years in the designer world, I would travel the world to distant artisan villages and take those inspirations that I would learn and then bring them back and create designs based off of those travels and those destinations. Creating Christian James, what I wanted to do was to tell my stories, because what I have learned in my 52 years is we all share a heck of a lot more than that makes us different. So the Ripple collection is inspired by that Mother Teresa quote, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters that create many ripples." So just for a moment, think about that. As you sit there on a Friday night, and hopefully you're blessed with a glass of wine, and as you sit there and you think about everything going on in the world, whether it's from a world side or what's going on in your home, and there are times you feel like you do not have the power. I looked back at 50 and said, you know what, let's celebrate our blessings. I wanted to look back at all the accomplishments. I wanted to look back all those key moments and think about the ripples of my life. So with this, you're getting that solid sterling silver, and we do an antique finishing. So do know the reason why I do that, it gives you that look of oxidation, but an antique finish that goes over silver and gold, it makes it anti-tarnish. So when you see and you get your pieces home, this shine that you see is always gonna be there. Here you can see my muse, Ade, and I've been working together on the brand for quite a bit of time, but you can see how she's layering it with our Luciano box chains, and then you have that beautiful symbol of that heart, that love that you share. You get the beautiful carved ripple in between, hand applied with that antique finish to give you that oxidized look. All that 14-karat gold is wrapping it. So when you think of designer jewelry, historically you were a silversmith or you were a goldsmith. It wasn't until the designers put a gold and silver together where they came up with this whole idea of designer jewelry. I'd love to show you the other pieces as well. So we spoke to the heart. Here with the cross, again, you're about 1 inch in length. And I apologize, my friends, I'm just gonna turn it so you can see the gold wrapped all the way around. And as I shared, it's completely sculptural all the way around. So look at the level of detail to start and carve that in wax. That the little details of carving on that wax, the slightest pressure to give you that additional ripple. What you're gonna notice when you get home, there's a high polish ripple, and then there's the carving of the ripple. Again, just to bring that story of the Mother Teresa to life. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone that creates many ripples. Next to it, one of the motifs we are requested all the time, and it's not always available, and I know, and how many of you appreciate, is that Star of David. But please know, this is the most limited of all of them. There's only 3 dozen. So I just got back last week from a bar mitzvah, so think about any of the celebrations coming up with the Jewish faith. Here, I absolutely love how that sterling silver is twisted with that ripple, and I'm gonna twist it here, you guys. And as you can see, you guys, look at the dimension. I mean, the details are beautiful. I love how our master artisans can so delicately carve into those. And as I shared, you see the gram weight, 9.2 grams. That's a 16-inch with a 4-inch extender. Originally $274, it's at $179 today, and you're saving $94. So think of your birthdays, your holidays coming up, and graduations. My friends, this is a fan favorite coming up later on in the show from our Ripple collection.